And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, the board game. Yes, it's about time, this very hot IP of this movie that came out last year. That's not quite true, but this is a very popular movie, a classic movie about voyeurism and murder, and maybe not. You have to watch the movie. But yeah, so in this game, players are working together or not. Now, you know, if you watch my reviews or not, that I hate games that are semi-co-op. This is technically semi-co-op. It's not really. But the thing is, this is either a competitive or it's a cooperative game. Well, how is that even possible? This one works, and I'll show you. In this game, one player is going to be the director. The director is going to get this board here. The other players are going to be the watchers. And you kind of got to sit on two sides of the table, or the director needs to be by himself, because the director has a nice little shield that they're going to block their board with. But also, everyone else, the watchers, have their own little shield here, and they can point to different things on the screen if they don't want the director to know. That's because this game is possibly cooperative and possibly competitive. You will find out as you play. So the watchers are going to pick from all these different motives here, and they're going, or attribute tiles, and you're going to pick 12 of them. So you're going to take them, so I have them already here. The purple tiles are a little more complex. You're going to take these tiles, give them to the director. The director's going to take one murder tile, and they're going to shuffle that with them. Now, once they're done shuffling it secretly behind their screen, they're going to place these 4 tiles here. Now, since murder is not one of the tiles that I've drawn, then it is not a competitive game. It's cooperative. But only the murderer knows that. Now, if you draw a purple tile, things are going to be slightly different, so I'm going to show that. The director has all the different people who are involved here, all the different suspects. So they're just going to pick which suspect goes with which one, except the purple one. So you might say, this guy is looking for romance with her. So this is basically what everybody is trying to guess. You can see A, B, C, D on this board, and then the game begins. The director is going to be drawing a hand of 8 cards from this deck. And these cards are going to show different characters, they're going to show different items, different things like this. Now you have these 3 cut tokens, and you can spend these at any time during the game to discard as many of these window cards as you want and draw new ones. Now the director is going to be placing these out here. They may place up to 2 of them face down, but we're going to look here at these cards, and so I'm going to put this green one here. Why did I put that green one there? Because in room B, those are the people. The fire escape couple. So I'm going to put them in that room. That seems pretty obvious. But I don't have any of the other people cards. I have this red card. I'm going to place that one face down. No, you know what? I'm going to place this one face up because these are the art connoisseur, and there's art in this picture. So I'm going to put that there. And as you go through, you're going to be placing the cards, some face up and some face down. Up to 2 face down. Once you do that, everybody is going to discuss what they think goes where. They have the tray, they have the rest of the tiles and the different people, and so they're just going to guess. They might be like, oh, this is the police officer here, and they're looking for romance with Miss Lonely Hearts, and in the next one here, it's a heartbroken person, and we think it's these people. And they're going to guess. When they're done putting all of them in the slots, the director is going to tell you how many you got right. You got 6 right. That'd be pretty good for turn 1. Then we're going to go to day 2. We're going to turn that board over and do the same thing. The director has 8 more cards. And in a fully cooperative game, by day 4, everyone needs to get all 8 correct. If the murder is out on the table, so the director has murder as one of the people, then the director wins. He doesn't want everyone to get him wrong, but they have to get 6 or 7 correct and not get murder correct. If they guess who the murderer is, then the director will lose. Now, there are 4 cards over here that you can use once per game. Choose any day. You may look at any face down window cards in that day. choose an attribute tile or resident token on a previous day. The investigator places the investigate token to show if the chosen tile or token is correct or not. Here, hand me the binoculars. Pick a face down card, they discard it and replace it with a new one. Or choose a window card on any day, and they place this pointer on the card pointing to what they think is the most important feature. So these can be pretty handy, and everyone works together. This box here is just where you would put the cards and the people and the tokens that are not used, but everything else is there, and you're either going to win as a group, or either the director or the watchers win, or everyone loses. So for the most part, the components are really good. I enjoy the rule book. Kind of has this classic magazine look, but it tells you how to play the game very well. Just looks great. Even advertised one of their other games on the back. The worst part of this is this tray. It comes with a lid that does not stay on, and it's important that this gets sorted out, and this is how it looks every single time I move the box even an inch, it feels like. Other than that, though, I'm really happy with how the boards look. The game is going to revolve around these cards, so you know how there's different kinds of cards here, but they definitely give a classic feel to them. They did a good job at the information that the cards have. So I think other than that component tray, I like how this game looks. First of all, the thematic nature of this game. So this is a game that, I don't know how strongly people feel about this movie or not. There's going to be a lot of people who haven't seen it, a lot of people who love it. But this company, Funkoverse, just does a good job at bringing themes to life. And this is no exception here. This really is a well-done theme. This game is a party-style game. And it works really well in the fact that it could be cooperative, could be not. But the fact is it's mostly co-op. But you sit there and wonder, is there murder on the table? So murder it's 1 out of 4 games, no, maybe 1 out of 3 games. But it's going to be there every once in a while. But the fact is, even though the director doesn't want you to figure out who the murderer is, they need you to figure everything else out. So you're still working together for the most part, but you're sitting there going, we can't figure out this one, it must be murder. I will say, I think murder makes the game slightly easier for the director in that regard, possibly. Now, this game is going to be very similar to some other party games. Mysterium is a good example. But while Mysterium, I felt like it was a little bit vague as to what was going on, Rear Window feels really well done, and the theme comes through pretty strongly. The cards are interesting. You're talking about it. You even learn some vocabulary here. What's a gourmand? Well, the game explains that to you. And so I like how this whole thing comes together theme-wise and just everyone working around. They're looking at the pictures and you put the people in this window, and then you put the people in this window, and then next time you put the other people in the window. So it must be the first two and not that one, and so you're wanting me to look at something else on that picture. Now, the director is listening to what people are explaining, but sometimes they use that shield to point back and forth because that's usually when they think murder is involved. But for the most part, you want to work with the director, and using those 4 special powers is a pretty critical thing because you're always going to want to use those. The director's almost always going to want to use his 3 cut tokens to redraw cards and things. So there's a lot of that going on in this game. But I think what makes the game fascinating to me is just at the cards themselves and picking things on them. With one caveat. I wondered when I first played the game, I was a director, and I said, if it's a person, I'm going to put it in the right-hand slot, or the left-hand slot. And if it's the motive, I'm going to put it in the right-hand slot, because that's how they are there. Now, no one said, I'm not supposed to communicate with the player as a director, so I didn't say that explicitly, but it seemed pretty obvious to me that's what you would do. If the card referred to the people, it was in the left-hand slot. If it refers to the motive, it's in the right-hand slot, because that's how they were listed on those tokens. And when it was done, they were like, yeah, we thought that's what you were doing. And I was like, yeah, that was what I was doing. I'm like, is that kind of a metagame thing? So I looked it up online, and other people have debated on whether that's legit to do that or not. But once you say it, you can't undo it either. I can't be like, well, I'm going to take my 2 cards and mix them up randomly. But it does make the game slightly easier. You saw in that example, I put a green card on the left. I'm telling everyone, this is the green people. And if I put the green card on the right, I'm saying it's not the green people, but something else in that card matters. That definitely makes the game a little easier. But I don't know how to fix that, or I don't even know if it's that big of a deal, because I haven't won this game tremendously much either. I like this. Like I said, I'm usually opposed to this idea of someone's bad, maybe, sort of, semi-co-op thing, but at the same time, this fits in that category of someone could be a traitor, except in this case, it's the director. Is a director a traitor? In Alfred Hitchcock's case, for sure. In my case, maybe. And I like that. So it does take, if you like the movie, I think you'll like this game. If you like party games where you're working together and also limited communication games, I'm not as big of a fan of those normally, but I like this one better than most, and I think the theme helps a lot there. So that's Rear Window. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment approved.